you will develop discipline or self-discipline, the ability to do things that you don't really want to do for a better outcome. Hey guys, Coach Dan here. I am a exercise and sports scientist. I am a 20-year veteran in the gym, being relatively consistent. And I have been a coach and personal trainer for 10 plus years. And in that time, I've found that there is one thing that whoever's successful in the gym does, and it's not some sort of fancy programming technique. It's not some sort of nutrition plan that is super unusual or special or anything like that. It's this unsung hero, and its name is consistency. So most people would think, oh, well, that's not very sexy or unknown or anything like that, but it is done inconsistently. So people are consistent inconsistently. They can't stick to things for long periods of time. Now, I've got 3 points as to why I believe this is the unsung hero that everyone should be focusing on. Number one, ultimately, it's going to lead to better outcomes. So you think about the same person. Let's say they are going to the gym and they smash a workout on a Monday, but they don't come back for 2 weeks. They come back a fortnight later and they do that workout again. Now, let's just say we give this gym session an arbitrary number, which is a 10. It's a 10 out of 10 workout. They got the best they absolutely can from this workout. They smashed it out. It's the best. It's the right amount. They trained at the right intensity. It was perfection. But they didn't come back for another 2 weeks. Now, let's take this same person and let's say they go to the gym 2 times in that week, but it's only okay. It's good. So they got there, they did well, it was good. And let's give that an arbitrary number of a 6. But this person does that same week consistently over a course of the month. So person number 1 gets 10, and then they get a 10 a fortnight from now. They get 20 arbitrary points in this week. But the other person, they get 12 per week for the whole month, 4 weeks, let's say, just for argument's sake. They get 48. So straight away we see the person who is just good consistently gets 48 versus the person who is perfect inconsistently gets only 20 points. And these are arbitrary, and that's just a theoretical way to understand this, but that's something to know. Point number 2, when you're consistent, you help to develop self-discipline. So when we do things over and over again, you essentially, especially when you don't want to do that, you essentially build this form of discipline that can then apply to other areas of your life or your health and fitness. So for example, if you have to get up early to go to the gym, that's the time slot that is doable for you. You have to get up early, you practice, you use self-discipline, maybe sometimes you miss, but ultimately over the course of time, you build this level of discipline that, again, we can then transfer. So you're building discipline, you're getting better because you're doing it each time or those couple times a week or multiple times in the week, and we're developing that self-discipline over and over and over again. And then if I then need another activity or I need to do something else in my life that requires self-discipline, I've built it up doing this other activity of going to the gym or drinking more water or food prepping on the weekend or whatever it might be. We build this discipline. Now, building that discipline, point number 2, leads into point number 3, which is building habits. So when you do something consistently over and over again, it becomes a habit. So first it requires discipline. We're being consistent, we build discipline, then it develops into a habit because you've done it regularly enough. Now, when it's a habit, it's automatic, as a definition of habit is. You don't have to think about it. It doesn't cost a lot of energy. You just do it on repeat for long periods of time. But this is only done consistently. If you are going to the gym rarely, but you smash it out for 4 or 5 days in 1 week, but then not for the next month or until the next month, or you're the person who's smashing it out 2 times per week over the course of the month, again, that person learns to develop habits and because they are being consistent with those times. So those are my 3 reasons gym success comes down to being consistent. Number 1, it leads to better outcomes. So again, if you're consistent throughout the month, you're being good consistently versus perfect rarely, you'll end up with better outcomes. Number 2, because you're being consistent, you will develop discipline or self-discipline, the ability to do things that you don't really want to do for a better outcome. And you do that repeatedly, and then you can use that discipline in other areas of your life. Number 3, once you've built that discipline or you've done that thing consistently enough, it becomes a habit, Once it's a habit, you don't have to think about it anymore. You can work on to the next thing. Now remember, consistency is not built overnight. We have to do it on a regular basis. Sometimes you'll fall, sometimes you'll fail, but it's just about getting back in there and giving it another go and trying to be consistent again. Remember, it's all about progress over perfection. Coach Dan, signing off.